Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we talked about adding polynomials. Now we're going to talk about multiplying them. And I'm going to show you two different ways to do it. One way I prefer, but you might prefer the other. And the first one is called the box method. Okay? And when you've got something called the box method, it seems obvious that we're going to have a box. So let's just draw a little box here. And we've got 2 and 2, 2 here, 2 here. So we're going to make our box into spaces for 4. And right here above this one, we're going to put x and minus 6. Okay? And then coming down this side, we're going to have 7x and plus 7. Okay? Now, what this allows us to do is we're just going to fill in the boxes. 7x times x is going to give us, well, 7 times 1 is 7. And x times x is x squared. Okay? Now we've got 7x times minus 6. Well, minus 6 times 7 is minus 42. And x times 1 is x squared, or it's just x. Okay? Now we got a plus 7 and an x here. Well, 7 times x is 7x. And finally, we got a plus 7 and a minus 6, and that works out to be a minus 42. All right. Now, what I like about this is we also have something called the peanut. And if you look, we got x's there, we got x's there, and if we kind of circle them, it kind of looks like a peanut. And I'm not going to say that it is a peanut, but it does look like one. So if we're going to add our x's together, we're going to have a minus 42x and a plus 7x. And remember, when you add those two together, you get a minus 35x. All right, so now what we've got is, in the first box, we've got 7x squared. And then for the x's, we got minus 35x and minus 42. And that is the box method. I like the box method. I'm not going to lie to you about it, but some people like a different method. And that method is called the FOIL method. Okay? It's F-O-I-L, just like a Reynolds wrap. But it stands for first, outside, inside, and last. Okay? So, if we look at our problem here, the first one just means that we're going to multiply this times this, because that's the first one. So the F is going to be 7n times 2n, and that's equal to 7 times 2 is 14, and n times n is n squared. All right, so we got the first one in. We go to the second one, that's the outside. Well, that means we're going to take this one and this one. Okay, this is the outside. And so the O is equal to 7n times 7, which is equal to 49n. All right. Now let's look at the inside. The inside is these that are right at the inside, hence the name inside. So for the inside piece, I've got 5 times 2n, which is equal to 10n. And finally, we pick up what's left, which is the last piece, which is this one, multiplied times, it's this one multiplied times that one. Forget about this. And so we're left with 5 times 7. And so the last piece is 5 times 7, which is equal to 35. Now, notice we've got ends here and ends here. If we put our like terms together, we get 59n. Okay? So now all we have to do is lay it back out. We got 14n squared plus 59n plus 35. And that is the end of the problem. I like the box method because to me it's easier to follow. You may like the FOIL method because to you it's easier to follow. We've talked before that for any kind of a math problem, there is usually more than one way to do it. So let's work a couple more, and then I'll let you go forth and work on the assignments. But let's use the box method again on this one, okay? And here again, all we're going to do is draw a box. And we got 2 there, and we got 2 there. So we're going to put an 8x here and a minus 4. And we're going to put an 8x here and a minus 7. So let's just do it to it. 8 times 8 is 64. X times x is x squared. Okay, we got that. Now we've got 8x times a minus 4. Well, 8 times minus 4 is minus 32. And x, and that's minus 32 x's. Okay? Now we got a minus 7 times 8, which is minus 56. Okay? And 1x. And last, we've got minus 7 times minus 4. Remember, 2 negatives make it a positive. So we end up with plus 28. Now, if we draw in our little peanut here, because we got x's here and x's here, we can come back here. Maybe I like this just because I like drawing peanuts. I don't know. But once we've got this, we can get the answer to our problem. First is we have 64x squared. And then we have minus 32x minus 56x. And that's equal to minus 88x. Okay? Minus 88x. And last, plus 28. And that is the answer to the problem. So for number 4, let's go ahead and just use the FOIL method again. And remember, FOIL stands for first, outside, inside, and last. Okay, so F, or first, is going to be the first of each side multiplied together. So the first side gives us 4x times 6x, which 4 times 6 is 24. X times x is x squared. Now we're going to talk about the outside. Well, the outside is, we'll just do it in black here. The outside is this times this. That's the outside. Okay? So we've got 4x times 6. Well, 6 times 4 is 24. And we've only got one x, so it's 24x. Now we're going to look at the inside. Okay? If we look at the inside, that would be these two. A lot of happy faces here, guys. This is inside. So inside, we've got 6 times 6x, which is equal to 36x. And finally, for the last, and the last is going to be this times this. Okay. Last is equal to 6 times 6 is equal to 36. Now we got x's in two places here, so we're going to put our like terms together. And 24 plus 36 is equal to 60. And there's only one x, so there we go. So now we've got our problem solved, and we end up with 24x squared plus 60x plus 36. And we solved the problem that way. As I said, I really like this method better. You may like this one better. It doesn't really matter. You know, it's one of those cases where there's you know, other ways to get what you need to get to and to get the answer, and it doesn't matter which one you use. Okay, guys, I'm going to sign off until next week. I have to admit, I felt kind of bad that school's not going to be back in until at the earliest when we get back together in August, because I really do miss you guys. Please remember that the first assignment, which is the addition of polynomials, is the one I'm going to grade this week. Please get in there. If you have any problems at all, I've put my name and my email and I think my phone number at the top of the page where you go to get your assignments, or actually it's in the whatever the first section is. So just give me a call. I'm not going anywhere because I'm just here, and so as a result, I'm just going to leave y'all with, I really hope you have a great week and take care of yourselves. Okay, I will talk to you next week.